Good afternoon and welcome to the September 28th, 2023 regular board meeting of the Sunshine Coast Regional District. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 1:32 and acknowledge that the Sunshine Coast Regional District is within the territory of the Sechelt and Squamish Nation. We have an amended agenda before us. Is there any further items to put on there? Okay, hearing none. May I have a motion to adopt the agenda? Director Gavious, Director Bax, thank you. All in favor? Cool. Good. Thank you. Okay, so we'll move on to item 2, which is the regular board meeting minutes of September 14th, 2023, which is Annex A, pages 3 to 8. Is there any omissions or errors within the minutes? Seeing nobody with their hand up or hearing anything, may I have a motion to adopt the minutes as presented? Director White, do I have a seconder? Someone put their hand up. Director Gavious, thank you. All in favor? Done. Let me just check off here. We're going right along. So business arising from the minutes and unfinished business. Is there any business arising from the minutes or unfinished business anyone would like to raise? No, hearing none, we'll move on. We have no presentations and delegations. So we're moving on to reports, which is item 3, Annex B, pages 9 to 12. Before we adopt the recommendations in the block, would any directors like to pull any of the recommendations for separate consideration? No? Hearing none, may I have a motion to adopt? Director Bax, Director Toth, thank you. Any further discussion? No? All those in favor? Any opposed? That passes. So we have an addition 3A, which is Committee of the Whole Recommendations number 5 of September 28th, 2023, which is page 12A. Any comments? Yes. Oh, motion to adopt, Director Toth. Seconder, Director McMahon. All in favor? Any opposed? That passes. So we're on to item 4, which is placement of notice on title. And I believe Mr. Kennett, our Chief Building Official, will present that. That's Annex C, pages 13 to 17. Mr. Hall. Sorry, GM Hall.
Thank you, Chair. Just by way of introduction, the usual points that under Section 57 of the Community Charter, building officials can recommend placement of notice on title when a bylaw contravention or a contravention of a provincial regulation relating to building safety is observed. Staff have brought forward recommendations for placement of notice on title on 6 properties, with the legal descriptions in the recommendation and the civic address indicated in the body of the report. And as part of the process of bringing these forward, owners are notified that these will be considered by the board and provided an opportunity to attend should they wish to speak to the board about the matter. And as you noted, Chair, we have Chief Building Official Brian Kennett with us today if information about any of the files is helpful to the board's decision making. Thank you.
Thank you. Does any members of the board have any questions about any one of those? No? Okay. I'll just check and see if we have. Sorry. Yes. Director Gabius, please.
Thank you, Chair. I just have a general question about the standards and procedures. How long, when an infraction is noted, how long does the department usually take before they resort to the notice on title? Like, what is that timeline typically?
Mr. Kennett?
Thank you for the question through the board. It must be considered reasonable, so it's case by case, depending if the owner is taking actions towards, working towards compliance, we take that into consideration. But normally we proceed with this if there is no movement towards that direction.
Follow up? No. Any other questions? Is there, before we vote on it, is there anyone that would like to speak before we vote on this? If you are, please put up your hand. Seeing no hands going up. Okay. Then so we'll vote on accepting the recommendations. Does anyone like to make a motion on that? Yes. Director McMahon seconded. Do we have a seconder? Yes, Director Gabius, thank you. Any further comments? No? All those in favor? Any opposed? That passes. So we're down to item number 5, Office of the CAO Monthly Report. Mr. McKinley, please. Oh, is he around?
Thank you, Chair. I am around, but for some reason, my camera does not appear to be working. So you'll just have to imagine that it's actually me sitting here at this microphone. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of the staff who worked so hard on keeping our water systems operational, preparing for stage 4, operationalizing the siphons, having everything in place until we were blessed with all of this rain recently that brought us back to stage 1. I really appreciate all the incredible efforts that they made. I wanted to thank the staff that's been recently working in the Emergency Operations Center, dealing with the fire and the evacuation orders and alerts out at Clohome. As the rest of the directors, I just got back from UBCM this fall, and that was it was a good learning experience, and I think we had some meetings that are going to result in some progress. We're busy completing the board's strategic planning, and that's going to be hopefully wrapping up later this month. I'm looking forward to the upcoming Water Summit, and staff right now are feverishly working, preparing for Budget 2024 as we speak. So we've got a lot going on, a lot to be thankful for, and that's my update.
Thank you, CAO. Does anybody have any questions about CAO? Yes, Director Toth.
Thank you, Chair. I figured it was just easier to raise my actual hand than look for the button. With regards to the Clohome fire and the affected properties that were under evacuation order and evacuation alert, we never really close the loop on stuff unless it happens in the middle of a urban center. But were any of the properties that were ordered to evacuate or put on alert, did any of them end up actually getting affected by the fire? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. My understanding is no, none of those properties were impacted.
Thank you. Any other questions of anybody? No. Okay, then we shall move on. We have no communications, we have no motions, but as Laura used to say, but we have bylaws. She said it nicer way than that. Okay, so this is for first, second, third reading and adoption, and it's a weighted vote. So I do believe I have to read them all because it's because of the type of bylaw. So this is the first reading of the Sunshine Coast Regional District water rates and regulations amendment bylaw number 422.44 of 2023. Can I have a motion for first reading? Director McMahon, seconded Director Toth. All in favor? Any opposed? That passes. This is second reading of Sunshine Coast Regional District water rates and regulations amended bylaw number 422.44 of 2023. Motion for second reading. Director Gabius, seconded Director Toth. Any discussions? No. All those in favor? Thank you. This is for third reading of Sunshine Coast Regional District water rates and regulations amended bylaw 422.44 of 2023. Can I have a motion for third reading, please? Director McMahon, seconded Director Gabius. All those in favor? This is for adoption of Sunshine Coast Regional District water rates and regulations amendment bylaw number 422.44 of 2023. A motion to adopt, please. Director Back, seconded Director Gabius. All those in favor? That's done. Now we go on to our favorite part, which is director's reports. And I'll just go around the screen. So hopefully it doesn't change. I'm going to start at the top left, which is Director Bax on my screen.
Well, we had a great time at UBCM. I think we made some interesting connections with some of our peers and some of the people that are working with us in the provincial government. In Roberts Creek, I'm looking forward to the Roberts Creek Volunteer Fire Department has an open house coming up in October on the 14th from 10 till 2 o'clock. I urge everyone to attend, and I will be bringing it up again in my next director's report because that one is coming on October 12th. But outside of that, nothing to report.
Okay. I guess I'm next in line. I'll just go ahead. I just got one item to report, and that is I attended with the Rotary on putting the storybook walk together in Tyner Park. And then this weekend, they actually opened it. Storybook walk is a book that they take apart and put on pedestals throughout the park. And then the children wander through the park and read the book as they go. And it's very popular. And I have to thank the SCRD park staff for working with the Rotary. They did a great job. And also mention the cooperation from the Seashell to make it happen. So it was definitely a concerted effort, and I'm sure glad to see it done. So other than the fact I enjoyed the UBCM, really enjoyed getting to know everybody better, but that was nice, except for the infection we picked up, but that happened after. We were on our way home by then. So that's my report. Director Gabius.
Thank you, Chair. And yes, I was at UBCM too, if you didn't notice, and it was really great. Some of us was at our first UBCM. So interesting to see how the sausage is made. I learned lots and met lots of new people. And if I were to pick one highlight, it was the agricultural tour that Director Toth and I went on the Monday. It was so interesting. We went to Maple Ridge and Pitt Meadows, and we visited 3 farms, a 15-acre cut flower farm, a huge blueberry farm, and a cranberry and beef operation also. And really interesting to hear from the farmers directly as to what the challenges were and how councils and regional district boards can help them. To note, and that Director Toth can correct me, but I believe all 3 farms were on municipal water. Is that right? I believe that's what it was. I know the 15-acre flower farms definitely. But anyway, so that was interesting. And we took lots of pictures, so hopefully we'll send you a little scrapbook soon with some some of our observations.
Thank you, Director Gabius. Sorry. You mentioned was there more than one farm on municipal water?
I believe all three were, if I'm not mistaken. The question was asked because the focus of the conversation tended to turn to water because a lot of the participants were experiencing drought also. So the question was asked, and I believe all three operations said they were on municipal water.
Thank you. Director McMahon, please.
Thank you. I have not fully processed UBCM or its outcomes yet. Since getting back, I attended the Housing Action Committee meeting on September 25th. I'm not going to bother relaying the information from that because they will be coming as a delegation to us within the next few weeks. So better that they give you the information directly. And I also attended the AVICC Climate Action Committee meeting on Tuesday morning, I believe it was. It was interesting to hear the updates from other jurisdictions on, what councils and boards are doing. Nanaimo has just passed their zero carbon step code. I get confused with the step code thing. I wish they would have used a different term for the zero carbon one than for the building one, because it is confusing. Anyway, I don't really have anything else to report. I think I will just stop right there. Thank you.
Thank you, Director McMahon. It's amazing how we can be so busy and yet have so little to report. Thank you. Director Toth.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, like, the rest of us, I attended UBCM, and like most of us, I came home with an extra takeaway gift. The sessions were great. The minister meetings that I attended, I do feel were a little more positive, and you felt like you were getting somewhere compared to previous years. Some years you go in, you say your words, they give you some platitudes, and you're gone, right? It was great to catch up with fellow elected across the province. Unlike Councillor Rowe, I don't have a PowerPoint ready to present, but maybe next week when I do my report for Seashell Council. As Director Gabius mentioned, the agriculture tour was really valuable. The takeaways from that, all three farms shared concerns about future water security, as well as land pricing in the face of rampant speculation. They pretty much all wanted the ability to expand, but they were competing with, multi-million-dollar McMansions next door. So land is a problem in the ALR. That cranberry beef operation, I think, is actually using the Pitt River for their water, because they mentioned having a water license to be able to flood their fields. So I think they might be using some municipal and some water license water. I just wanted to say that I think our newest elected did a great job of showing up, being prepared and engaging where and when appropriate. These things can be a lot of fun, but they're also a lot of work. One great example of the fun is that I did get a great photo of Director Bax looking like that he's proposing to Minister Selena Robinson. I do appreciate that the ministers attend the social functions as well, so that you can engage with them outside of the speed dating sessions in a bit more casual of an environment. In terms of the District of Seashell, we have a public hearing tonight at 5 p.m. for a townhouse project up near the arena. It's 116 units, I think, offhand. And Saturday is National Truth and Reconciliation Day. I know that the nation has invited the public for an orange shirt walk. I regret that I can't attend because of my UBCM souvenir, but I did want to flag it for the public who are listening in and who might be able to attend. and for the couple of healthy elected officials who are in the boardroom today. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Toth. Director Inkster, please.
Thank you. Last but not least, UBCM's very busy. To me, it's all about follow-up. So there's the ministerial meetings, and then any of the things that we were told, we just need to have staff and or ourselves follow up on any promises and or commitments that were made so that we finalize those. In terms of Seashelt itself, the Oktoberfest was last weekend in Seashelt, and it's at Rockwood rather than downtown. Despite the rain, there was a decent turnout, and they had prizes for Best Beer Stein and Best Costume, and some of you may have seen some of those pictures. Just remember every year, because it's next year now, that it's the end of September, not in October, because that's when Oktoberfest starts in Germany, right? The two things I wanted to mention, Councillor Toth already mentioned the walk. There's a ceremony and then a walk on Saturday, but there's also an event tomorrow that that's in the morning that some people may have received an invite for. So if any of the elected officials haven't received an invite, just contact me, because I'm sure you're welcome for the tomorrow morning's event at just behind the band hall. So that's my report, Chair.
Great, thank you very much. So we now on new business, which we have none. And we're in camera, which we have none. I think before we adjourn, I believe I should ask for questions. If there's anybody in the gallery, yes. Coast reporter, could we promote you into the gallery here with us, or into the main screen?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me, Charlie?
Here we go.
Thank
Is this
you.
Connie?
Yes, it is. Thank you, Charlie. Can you hear me?
We can now, yes.
Okay, through you to staff, is there a date for the upcoming Water Summit meeting? And will the agenda for that item be available to the public in advance?
Who would like to answer that? CAO? Mr. McKinley?
I believe trying to think of the date. The 23rd is the scheduled date hosted by the Shishel Nation. Agendas previously have not been published.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is any more questions? No. Okay. Let me just check and see if there's any questions in the attendees list. No more questions. Okay, we need a motion to adjourn then. Director Toth, Director McMahon, all those in favor? Thank you very much, everybody. We got through all that. That was good. I guess hopefully we'll all be able to get together sometime next week. Yeah. Be looking forward to it. Bye for now.